and it was amazing.
There's nothing about it that's not amazing. It sounds like a terrible idea.
Welcome to Then You Ruined It, a podcast where two dorks try not to make a simple conversation weird and fail every time.
If you're listening, screw you, Southwest Airlines. You suck.
I don't think brands listen to us, but okay.
Have you ever flown Southwest? Like, how Southwest are they really? Does Southwest exist out where you are? You are kind of south, so I guess that's fair. But you're not west at all. You're as unwest as you get.
Basically, yes. And if we fly back west to go to Kansas, there are some flights, but they're never cheap enough to bother with. So no, I've not. I don't think I've ever flown Southwest.
So Southwest, for whatever reason, refused to accept the one bit of modern technology that we've all agreed was a good thing. And that's assigned seating for everything. Like, you get on a plane, you have an assigned seat. You go to a movies, you have an assigned seat. You go to a ball game, you have an assigned seat. The seats are where you are. And so there's no problems. Except for in Southwest, there are problems. And it sucks when you're a family because, your children want to sit by their parents. But when it's willy-go-nilly and you are not paying as much money, this is why they do it. They want you to pay an extra $30 to $50 per person to get on the plane sooner so you can pick where you sit. But, screw you. So we didn't do that. So my kids and I and my wife, we all sat separately in one little seat here and there. And we were all in middle seats and, that sucks, but it is what it is. So that was our first flight with Southwest. Then our second leg of the journey, the plane wasn't full. So there was actually enough room that we could all sit together. So my wife and I sat on one half of the aisle, and then my son and daughter sat on the other. And they're each 3-seat rows. So we even had extra seats. And so we were sitting, flying across the thing, and my wife and I are sitting watching a movie on my phone. Then my daughter comes over. She wants to watch a show with us. So my wife and my daughter watched Annie. And meanwhile, the whole flight, my son is just sitting over on the other side of the plane, being a teenager. You know how teenagers just kind of have that air of meh. And he had his hoodie on, and it was over his head, and he was not talking to anybody. He was just kind of being, he wasn't even in a bad mood. He just was kind of sullen and wanted to be left alone. And, now that we were happy to leave him alone. As the flight goes on, the flight attendant is going by, and we're making chit chat, and she's like, he's with you, right? And we're like, yeah, just leave him over there. Like, okay, whatever. And towards the end of the flight, they're going around, and Southwest doesn't do food. They don't do meals, but they do snacks. So at the end of the flight, about an hour left in the flight, she goes around and she's taking little bags of brownie brittle to everyone. And she hands one to me, my wife, and my daughter, who they're still watching the movie. And my son, all alone by himself, is all curled up in the sullen, grumpy teenager sleeping position. He's sleeping on his fist. He's curled up in a ball. His hoodie's off now, so his hair is my son has a big, huge afro. It's about 8 inches in every direction. It's awesome. And so he's just sitting there, and the lady motions like, should I give him one? And then I'm like, go ahead and just chuck it at him. And she kind of laughs. And then she goes 2 rows down, and she winds up and throws a bag of brownie brittle as hard as I can imagine she could, and it whack got him right in the back of the head. She hit him dead center.
That is a terrible idea.
It was the best thing I'd ever seen.
I'm glad she did that, and that's amazing, but that is a dumb idea.
Why? It was awesome. You don't know what it's like parenting a teenager. You're close. Come back in 2 years, and you'll be like, that was amazing. She should have absolutely
No,
thrown.
I have no problems with somebody throwing something at my kid. Please, snap her out of whatever this funk is. But as the person doing it that has nothing to do with your child, you don't know what these people are going to do. They could say oh, you gave my kid whiplash, now we're going to sue you. Or you gave him a concussion, or you actually did concuss the child because they're easily concussed. I don't know. I would not throw anything at a child just because somebody told me to. I would want to.
Here's the thing, though. This is a woman in the service industry. She was probably our age or a little older, so she's dealt with thousands of sullen teenagers over her years in the sky. She probably has a teenager or has had teenagers. And finally, after 20 years of loyal service to Southwest Airlines, someone gave her permission to throw something at a teenager, and she was not going to let this opportunity slip away. Because I said she could, even if I did sue her. she could just be like, you said I could. And it was amazing.
Yeah, no. There's nothing about it that's not amazing. It sounds like a terrible idea. She had to have dead on aim. You can't fault her. As she's walking away, you said she walked away slowly. I can guarantee you, in her head, she's hearing, you only get one shot, one opportunity in this lifetime. Do you take it or you let it slip away? Yo. She was like, my knees are weak, my palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti, but I'm not going to throw it away. And she just...
I think she had a little Southwest flight attendant angel and Southwest flight attendant devil on her shoulders, just like, do it. No, don't. That would look bad for the company. Like, our company sucks. Throw it at him. People will think this is cool.
Devil has a really good point. Like, there's no other point to make. Our company sucks. You hate it. Throw it. You don't care if you lose this shit job. Throw it at that kid's head. Later, Angel. Flip it off your shoulder and wind back and Randy Johnson that kid's noggin.
And the best thing was, like I said, he has big poofy hair, so it didn't bounce off. It just stuck in his hair. Like she had thrown a ninja star at a watermelon.
Was she surprised by that?
She shot us a look and she's like, I can't believe I hit him. And we're like, you're our favorite flight attendant ever. High fives.
I've literally never thrown anything. Turns out I might be good at this. Once we get back, I'm going to try out for, one of the minors. Let's see if I can get on the circuit. You changed that woman's life.
I hope so. She changed mine for the better. Every time someone's grumpy with me, I'm just going to close my eyes and picture that. Slow-mo.
Those are situations where, you get a server at a restaurant and they're super, snippy. And I'm fine with that because I have a sense of humor, and I would rather that than somebody that's just completely boring and has, no personality. I'd rather have some personality. But I'm, always thinking, but if you didn't get me, if you got somebody else and you were like this, you wouldn't be getting a tip. You're being a real dick. I'm just going to say it. But I'm totally cool with that. How often do you just not get tips because these people are like, yeah, I can't stand that person.
You're lucky I'm here. I like real dicks.
I mean, fortunately, I couldn't say it better. It does happen. There's definitely, places I get certain servers. It's just like, you're lucky. You shouldn't be talking like that. I'm fine with it. You can talk like however you want to my wife. I don't care.
Yeah, you tell her where to go.
Yeah. I've wanted to tell her for years. In fact, come here. And then when she reacts, you say,
here's your stupid burger. And why don't you ever do the dishes?
I'm no fool. I would never bring that up. I don't want to get divorced, man. What are you thinking? Just want a nice, good-natured ribbing. No actual fights need to be had here. But yeah, I respect to the people that know when to turn it on, when to just say. I guess maybe that you test the waters when you're in customer service, and you just. I've been in that position in a minor way in retail. When you get a customer, it's just like, okay, I can mess with this person because they're messing with me back. But it's like, oh, this is a matter-of-factly Southern woman. Don't say that to her. She may get you fired.
Okay.
So, sassy family flying over the ocean. The dad's bored, wants just a hint of violence against his son. I can make that happen. I'm also bored.
Poor man, his wife and daughter stole his phone and the only headphones the family thought to bring to watch Annie, when really all he wanted to do was watch the Meg 2. I guess I'll throw him a bone, and by a bone I mean a bag of brownie brittle.
Is that actually true?
Yeah, but I got to watch it on the flight home, so it was okay.
But I'm saying you only brought... See, I would not give my headphones up to somebody. I would make sure I had extra ones so I can give them some, but they are not getting mine.
No, my whole family brought devices, but no one brought headphones, and Southwest doesn't give you headphones like other places. Everyone else is like, if anyone needs headphones, let us know. Southwest is just like, turn off the sound on your iPads. If you didn't think of bringing headphones, that's your fault.
Learn to read lips, says Southwest.
Or there's subtitles available on everything.
Even if they give you headphones, you can't guarantee that's going to work, because these days they have a USB-C, not a headphone jack.
My phone's not
so
that
you're still
nice.
screwed if they give you one that has the 3.5. It's like, I can't use that. Like, even if they like went to the ends of the earth on this plane to like find you headphones, you'd be like, do you have a dongle? I can't use this. Like, then that woman throws something and it's you out of the plane and you would deserve it. Bring your headphones and be prepared, you moron. Not putting up with this.
So are you a movies on the plane guy?
Not movies, no. I will. The only movies I watch are vicariously through somebody else. Like, I saw half of, was it Bright? Was that the name of that Will Smith Netflix movie? Where
The
he's
Shadowrun sort of thing? Yeah.
He's like a cop, but he also has like an orc, like half orc sidekick or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw half of that. No sound, because of course I didn't have the headphones. Off of somebody's iPad on one flight once. I very like vividly remember what movie it was. Never seen it myself. So yeah, I don't watch movies myself. I'll listen to podcasts, which I'll save those up. So I know, like, I have like, 10 lined up so I can have plenty to listen to the whole way. Or I'll bring books and stuff to like read. And of course I never crack those open. That's usually my go-to. And again, I put books and everything else in my bag. So it's like weighed down like you wouldn't believe. And then I get on one thing and it's a thin iPad that travels extremely well. This is like one of its main selling points. And yeah, I put all this other bulky crap in my bag. Thinking like, well, I'm set for the day. It's like, no, you're only going to use those tiny headphones, those tiny earbuds. And I think on the last flight, maybe I gave my earbuds to the kid. No, I used the earbuds and gave them the noise canceling headphones. And of course, they were just like, yeah, these work great. I'm like, I know, those are my expensive noise canceling ones.
That's why they're daddies. They're good.
You're getting to miss out on the plane going the entire time. I'm not. I'm going to be in a bad mood the rest of the day. There was like one flight. I think it was before I had a family. It was maybe when I was flying by myself. And I forgot headphones like completely. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to survive?
The worst flight I ever was on was I was flying from Philly to Seattle. And my phone died. I forgot to charge it. It died like 1 hour into the flight. So I couldn't listen to my podcasts that I had all prepared. And it was the day before an Eagles-Seahawks game. So it was full of rowdy Eagles fans who were just treating this as a tailgate. They were doing the chants. They were doing the cheers. Halfway through the flight, the person got on and was like, "We are out of alcohol. Stop asking." And my favorite thing that happened this whole time was someone on his laptop decided he was going to watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This was not part of the group. It was just a regular guy. He just wanted to watch a movie on the plane. Meanwhile, one of the big Eagles fans recognized what movie it was, and as it got to the part, and I know you know what part of that movie I'm talking about, he grabs this dude's laptop and holds it up for the whole plane to see. And the entire plane goes, "Wah!"
Spring break!
Teeny tiny boobs on that laptop!
That is such a... That's literally like... I can't remember if it's 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink, where the guy gets the girl's panties and holds them up for the locker room and they all cheer like that. That's literally the moment you just described.
Yeah.
Except with a laptop or an iPad showing a very similar movie. That is a great moment in, I don't know, humanity. I was going to say manhood, but just humanity. Let's all give it up.
Yeah, it's like I was so miserable, but that one part is like, okay, this is why my phone died, so that I could witness this, and I could bear witness to this beautiful moment. As an entire plane of drunk football fans can celebrate Phoebe Cates.
I mean, if you can't celebrate anything else, like what better way to tailgate or celebrate or mourn a loss than, well, at least you got to see boobs.